Have you ever wondered what it's like to be on the other end of a 911 call? To hear the raw panic in someone's voice, knowing you're their only lifeline? Today, we're delving into some of the most chilling and unforgettable 911 calls ever recorded. These are true stories that will send a shiver down your spine, make you appreciate the brave dispatchers who handle these calls every single day. A word of warning, these recordings are real and can be intense. So, take a deep breath and let's begin. Our first story takes us to a quiet suburban neighborhood, where a teenage girl named Jordan was home alone, babysitting her younger sister. It started with a faint scratching sound at the back door. Thinking it was just the family dog, she ignored it. But the sound grew louder, more insistent. Then came the rattle of the doorknob. Terrified, Jordan grabbed her sister and hid in an upstairs closet, her heart pounding as she dialed 911. The dispatcher who answered was a veteran named Sheila. She kept her voice calm, a steady anchor in Jordan's storm of fear. The recording starts with Jordan's whispered, frantic voice. "Someone's trying to get into my house. Please, you have to help." Sheila immediately goes into action, confirming the address while simultaneously dispatching officers. You can hear the operator's professionalism as she tries to keep Jordan on the line, asking questions to gather information. "Can you tell me where you are in the house? Are the doors locked?" Jordan's replies are choked with sobs, her fear palpable. "We're in the closet. Can hear him walking downstairs. He's in the house." The tension in the call is almost unbearable. Every creak of the floorboards, every distant shout from the intruder is captured on the recording. Sheila instructs Jordan to stay completely silent, to not even breathe too loudly. For several agonizing minutes, the only sound is the quiet hum of the phone line and Jordan's muffled crying. The dispatcher becomes her protector, her confidant, whispering reassurances. "Help is almost there, Jordan. They're just a minute away. You're doing so great. Just stay quiet for me." It's a masterclass in crisis management, a human connection forged in a moment of pure terror. Then, the call captures a sound that makes your blood run cold. The slow, deliberate footsteps coming up the stairs. One step at a time, getting closer and closer to the closet where the two girls are hiding. Jordan lets out a tiny, involuntary gasp. On the other end, Sheila hears it, and her voice sharpens. "Jordan, what's happening? Talk to me." But Jordan can only whisper, "He's right outside the door." The line goes silent. For a few seconds that feel like an eternity, the dispatcher calls her name, her own voice now laced with urgency. "Jordan, Jordan, are you there?" Just when the suspense is at its peak, the recording picks up new sounds, shouting, a crash. Then, the clear, authoritative voice of a police officer yelling, "Police, show me your hands." The relief is overwhelming. You can hear Jordan break down into loud, grateful sobs as officers secure the intruder and lead her and her sister to safety. The call ends with the dispatcher's final, comforting words. "It's okay, sweetie. You're safe now." This call is a powerful reminder of the unseen heroes on the other end of the line, whose calm guidance can mean the difference between life and death. Our next call is different, but no less terrifying. It involves a woman named Dina who called 911 from a moving car. The call is chaotic from the start. Dina is screaming, her words jumbled. The dispatcher, a man named Tim, struggles to understand her. "Ma'am, I need you to slow down. Where are you?" Through her panicked cries, Tim pieces together the horrifying situation. Dina's ex-boyfriend has abducted her and is driving recklessly on the highway, threatening her life. She was only able to make the call by hiding her phone. The danger in this call is immediate and escalating. You can hear the roar of the engine, the screech of tires, and the man's angry voice in the background. Tim has to work fast. He asks Dina for any landmarks she can see, a road sign, a business, anything. But she's disoriented and terrified. "I don't know. It's going so fast. He says he's going to. He's going to end it." The dispatcher's challenge is immense. He needs to pinpoint a moving target on a busy highway based on fragmented information from a person in extreme distress. Using advanced cell phone triangulation technology and his own sharp instincts, Tim begins to narrow down her location. He coordinates with multiple police departments, feeding them real-time updates. She's possibly eastbound on Interstate 80, near the Green River exit. The vehicle is a dark-colored sedan. He stays on the line with Dina, trying to keep her as calm as possible while not alerting her abductor. He asks her simple yes or no questions, his voice a low, steady murmur. Can you see a bridge up ahead? Are there mountains to your left? The audio captures the terrifying moment when the abductor realizes she's on the phone. You hear him yell, "Who are you talking to?" Followed by the sounds of a struggle. The line goes dead. For the dispatcher and the officers racing to the scene, this is the worst-case scenario. But Tim doesn't give up. He uses the last known location from the call to direct the highway patrol. It's a race against time, with Dina's life hanging in the balance. Minutes later, a state trooper spots a car matching the description driving erratically. A high-speed chase ensues. The final moments of the incident aren't on the 911 tape, but the police report fills in the gaps. Officers manage to deploy spike strips, disabling the vehicle and bringing it to a halt. The man was taken into custody and Dina was rescued, shaken but physically unharmed. This call highlights the incredible technological tools and interagency cooperation that dispatchers use to save lives, even when the odds seem impossible. Our final story is perhaps the most psychologically chilling of all. It doesn't involve a break-in or a chase, but a slow, creeping horror that unfolds in a place where we should feel safest, our own home. A man named Jeff called 911 one evening, his voice trembling. He reported that his wife Sarah had been acting strangely all day. She was staring at walls, not responding to her name, and seemed to be seeing things that weren't there. He was scared, not of her, but for her. The dispatcher, a compassionate woman named Maria, initially suspects a medical emergency, perhaps a stroke or a reaction to medication. She dispatches paramedics and tries to get more information. Jeff, can you tell me what happened right before she started acting this way? Did she fall? Is she on any new medication? Jeff is confused. No, nothing. She was fine this morning. We're just watching TV and then she just changed. She started talking about a man in the corner of the room, but there's no one here. As the call progresses, the atmosphere becomes increasingly eerie. Maria asks Jeff to check his wife's pupils and ask her simple questions. But Sarah's responses, heard faintly in the background, are nonsensical and disturbing. She speaks in a distorted voice about shadows and whispers coming from the walls. Jeff's fear escalates into raw panic. Something is wrong. This isn't my wife. Her eyes, they look so dark. She's looking right through me. The true horror of this call lies in the unknown. There's no obvious villain, no clear and present danger to fight. It's the terror of watching a loved one transform into a stranger before your very eyes. Maria does her best to ground Jeff, reminding him that paramedics are on their way, and that medical conditions can cause sudden, drastic changes in behavior. She advises him not to agitate his wife and to ensure the path is clear for the first responders. The paramedics arrive, and the call captures the moment they enter the home. You can hear their professional, calm voices trying to assess the situation. The call ends with Jeff thanking the dispatcher, his voice still shaky but filled with a glimmer of hope now that help has arrived. It was later determined that Sarah had suffered a rare and sudden form of encephalitis, an inflammation of the brain that can cause severe psychiatric symptoms. She was rushed to the hospital and eventually made a recovery. This call is a chilling look at how quickly our reality can fracture, and how a dispatcher's steady presence can guide someone through a terrifying medical and psychological crisis. These calls are a stark window into the darkest moments of people's lives. They highlight the incredible bravery of the callers and the immense skill and compassion of the 911 dispatchers. These operators are the first responders. It's the unseen heroes who face chaos and terror with nothing but their voice and their training. Their work is a testament to the power of human connection in the face of fear. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the world of emergency calls. If you found these stories as compelling as I did, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into true, chilling events. Stay safe out there.